In this video we're going to discuss what has become the biggest change, I would say, in art buying, selling, collecting in the history of the art market pretty much, and that is obviously the internet, which has affected many businesses in different ways. The upside to buying online is that the availability and the amount of artwork you can view is massive compared to being restricted to living or visiting one area and being able to visit 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 galleries. So it does open the doors to kind of seeing a lot more artwork. Whereas in a gallery, when you're physically in front of a piece, you've seen exactly what that piece is. You're getting a much better impression, obviously. You can see that the colours are true, you can look at the condition, you can see the back of the piece, you can get detailed information hopefully from the gallery owner or manager. This is not the case when you're buying online. And I'm going to list a number of kind of problems that may help you if you want to go ahead and buy online to make sure that you get what you think you're getting. The first problem is just the settings of somebody's computer in one place and the settings of your computer in your home or office are quite different. So there's going to be some variation in colour, intensity of light, etc. So you're not going to get as good a representation of that artwork as you would if you saw it firsthand, obviously. But the other issue, one of the many issues about buying online, either from auction or galleries, but particularly from auctions, is it's opened up the door for many kind of people to create a lot of fakes, sell a lot of fakes online because they don't have a physical space, they're not in front of you, and this has become epidemic in the art market. So this is something that you really need to be aware of, but don't let it put you off completely from buying online. Certain things you kind of need to look out for. One is what I mentioned earlier, the colours. You can ask if the colours are correct to the best of their knowledge. But you also need to know about condition. What's the condition of the piece? So almost universally, when somebody, an auction house or a gallery puts something online, they crop it, meaning you're not seeing all the edges. They cut the edges in. Sometimes to present the work it looks more kind of finished, but sometimes to hide what they don't want you to see. Whether you're buying a work on paper or buying an oil painting, just by the nature of what they are, if most damage occurs on the edges, an oil painting gets banged against something, going through a doorway, it's going to be on the edges. It's been framed over at the edges, so there's going to be chafing at the edges. And same with works on paper. They might have been trimmed at the edges and they crop it to take it right into the image. So you're really not seeing the full picture. So first and most important thing to do is ask in all cases for photographs of high resolution images of the painting, whether it's a watercolour, a print or an oil painting, but showing all the edges. So you know exactly what you're getting. So if there's any matte burn, any tearing, any damage at the edges, and again this is where most of the damage is going to occur, you're going to see it. Also ask for an image of the back of the piece, because that can tell you a lot of things as well about the painting. So that is the most kind of important thing you can do. Also, you should be asking for a written condition report. The condition report they're obliged then to tell you in writing what the condition is, if there's any problems you should be aware of. If they don't get back to you, then I would stay away from that particular gallery or auction house. Another thing to look out for, particularly when you're buying oil paintings, ask for the same thing, images, a photograph of the full image with close-ups, high resolution, front and back. But also you need to know if there's been any restoration or what we call inpainting, meaning has a painting been damaged in the past and has somebody gone in and started touching it up and repainting. If it's done professionally and it's only a small amount, this is not a big issue. But if it's done badly, and to large areas of the painting, then it obviously affects the value of the painting. So you really must know this, no matter when or where you're buying, even if you're in a gallery situation and you're buying an oil painting, just particularly an old master, you need to know if there's been any inpainting. And this is quite readily done by backlighting the painting, and any semi-professional can kind of give you a good indication about whether the piece has been restored and to what extent the piece has been restored. So those are the kind of main points I would look out for when you're thinking about buying online.